I can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing. Oh, no, we run the show. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Got to live or we get too old. Come on, shine, shine a little tonight. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Ain't no limit when we go for gold. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Shine a little Let's hit the club, time to make a move, make a move. We got it late, ain't got nothing to prove, nothing to prove. I can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing. Oh, no, we run the show. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Got to live or we get too old. Come on, shine, shine a little tonight. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Ain't no limit while we go for gold. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Oh, shine a little tonight. Oh yeah, we can shine, shine a little tonight. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's here in the beautiful state of Indiana, November 21st, 2024, and we are 1 week from Thanksgiving. The turkeys are starting to get a little scared. Maybe they're running the other way. The hams are getting ready, the filling, all the things are getting ready, and this is our last episode of Office Hours for before December, and the holidays are in full season. And we thought it's a good time to talk about how we can manage and create a little balance of life to make sure that we are our best selves for our merchants, for our employees, for our staff, and most importantly, for our families. And we're going to do that not just by myself, but two wonderful trainers on the center of our screen from Glenwood Springs, Colorado, Ms. Jenny Rickle. Jenny, how are you? How is life in Glenwood Springs? And what's the one thing that you need to get prepared to be ready for Thanksgiving next week?
Things are going great. Happy to have Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love just the essence of being grateful, and then you don't have to worry about the gifts yet, right? So I love getting together with everybody. I still need to do some shopping for some food, so we're getting that together. But other than that, I got my menu down. I got everybody invited. We're going to do a little 5K before a little local turkey trot before Thanksgiving to get us ready to eat some food. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Beautiful. And on the right hand side of the screen, it's Mr. Mike Stexel. Mike, how are things in Warsaw, Indiana? I'm going to assume you have a little dusting of snow as we start out this season. And what is your favorite food item for Thanksgiving?
Oh gosh, my favorite food item is dark meat, dark turkey.
All right, there we go.
That's it.
He loves to go into the tryptophan coma. He just likes to sleep.
That is right.
So, very good. And how about the weather up there? It's a little snow finally, I
It's
think. Up there.
actually snowing right now. It just started again. Again, just flakes and little bits, but it means the season's here. So it's kind of a cool kickoff. As much as you know, I don't like it, but here we go. It's going to happen anyway. And next Thursday, like Jenny said, I agree with her. It's probably my favorite holiday as well. A lot less production. We're blessed that my mother-in-law won't have it any other way. That we're always going to go to her house, and you're not supposed to bring anything. So I got to plan how to watch some football before we go to her house, then go there and enjoy our dinner. I mean, it's a charmed life, as they say in our house for Thanksgiving.
Love it. All right. So today we're
And
going to be
also, just one
talking.
more thing, Nate.
All
Mike,
right.
didn't you just have a birthday? Do we need to tell you a happy birthday to Mike Stetzel?
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Mike Stetzel,
You
happy
got me.
birthday. I'm terrible
Thank
at
you.
not knowing that. That's why I'm not. Somebody should actually. One of these days, I'm going to put it on count. I know it's on Facebook, but I don't log into
I say
Facebook. So.
Facebook told
I
me.
know. Yes, I agree. That's my calendar minus a handful that are in my phone. But somehow Billy's good at it. I think he's got some cheat sheets at his fingertips on those team meeting days.
Yeah. Well, it's technically in any direct reports. It's in our Workday software right there. So, I should just go and make a calendar someday, maybe. I always say that. But happy birthday, Mike! Thank you, Jenny.
Thank
That's
you. I
very
just got an
important.
e-card from Danny Shard. It looks like in my inbox.
There you go. See, well, happy birthday, and you get the first question, Mike. And we're
Okay.
coming into what's the busiest time of the year for everybody, no matter what you do. Even it's because for somewhat our sales sometimes they don't dip. They used to dip a lot. 10 years ago when I first started with PayProTec, we'd see a major dip in December. The last several Decembers, we still have a lot of sales, and I don't even think last year was a double-digit dip from November to December. But certainly people are not making as many changes. A lot of busyness. The retail and hospitality are booming. They're trying to make this last quarter pay for all the rest of the quarters, be ready and all that. And in our lives, family, everything else, sporting events, all the things that go on, craziness. So what is one thing you do to create a work-life balance to help make a healthy Mike? Is that a dog that just appeared in your case?
It was. Sorry.
See, you have a support animal. That is one
it
thing.
is very
support
true.
Animals. There we go. I wasn't even looking directly at the camera, and
He
I just saw.
heard you talking to him. Look,
Yeah, there you
there's my
go.
supporter. I just
So
want them outside.
yeah.
They're so appreciative.
Yep. All right. So tell me one thing you do to work-life balance this time of year or any time of year.
You know, one thing, and it took me some time to learn. I'm not going to lie, but there's times when I set my phone to the side and let that go for a little bit. I think we could probably all identify with somebody we know or ourselves that have uh, almost made work too important to the detriment of other priorities in their life. And so I think just work hard towards taking a break every now and then. We all talk around the office that very rarely is a payment processing issue like a cardiac arrest emergency, like oh my gosh, we got to get this person to surgery emergency. We're not doctors, we're not surgeons, we're not in that situation. Also, one thing you can do to help that is not only tell your client, yes, you know what, most time I'm available, but I also want you to know about this telephone number for tech support and customer service that will be there to help you if I'm not available right at that moment. So just try and set yourself up for some success and allow yourself to take a break and give that attention to your family or to your friends, whoever it is you're spending time with.
Yeah, I totally agree, Mike. And I think one of the things, as I trying to separate myself from my phone becomes a harder thing. It's not just even the phone calls. It's reading the emails, reading the text messages, getting on Instagram for me, or, spending way too much time reading Reddit threads and going deep down. And I need to just separate myself from my phone. It's a healthy practice, coming up with ways to do that, to be present in the location that you are, present with the people you are. And it is not something I am perfect at. It is not even something I'm good at, but it is something that I look to take baby steps to achieve. Thank you. What about Bob? It's all about little baby steps, just taking that little baby steps. Jenny, how about you? What are some things, maybe one thing, and we'll divert into some conversations about mental health and physical health, but what is one thing that you do to help create those boundaries during this busy time of year?
I love the What About Bob? Side note, Nate. That's like one of my favorite movies. Baby steps, right? You don't have to
Yep.
do something giant. So I'm a big fan of like finding something that brings you joy and making time for that. Something that I do consistently that I people are not a fan of, but I find that it works is waking up a little bit earlier. So whether it's waking up earlier to get in a session at the gym in the morning or waking up earlier so you can complete what you need to do for the day and getting off work early so you can go to that dance class or you can go to that art class or whatever it is. But cutting out time and making time. So getting up a little bit earlier, even if it's just like 30 minutes earlier, can make a big, big difference in your what you can put into your day. So waking up early is always a good habit to get into.
Man, I like that. I'm not a great follower of that, and I need to
Yeah.
do it more often. But the other thing, the opposite end of what I'm getting better at, and then I think would make is preparing the night before for the morning ahead and doing as much as I can because I'm a night person. I just get that energy at night, but getting as much done. So when I wake up, it's not a bunch of decisions. It's not immediately having to make breakfast for the kids. It's not immediately that I have some margin time to just decompress, get ready, allow my brain. For me, if this is the time of year where it starts getting harder to take my morning walks that I like to take, and I'm like, okay, do I put the extra layer of clothes on? But having that time, so I'm not immediately jumping into email response and whatever the urgent of the tyranny is right away as soon as I get up. So I totally agree with that. So let's talk. Let's start with, and I'll answer this question first. Let's start with physical health. We all have different focuses on that, but obviously it's very important. And I'll take one for me. One of the things is I have taking certain supplements that have been very helpful for me in the last year and making sure that I am taking those daily. In fact, today is a great day that I haven't done that today because I scheduled myself for an 8 a.m. meeting and didn't book enough time. So I've been a bad follower and I haven't left this seat in 4 hours. So that will be something when we get off here that I do and take my set of supplements. And I've been getting into, I'm not even going to say, but some nootropics and things, but whatever's right for you. Do your own research, do your own things. But that's a ritual for me. It's kept me healthy. And then for me, it's walking. I try to walk, and luckily I have a dog who wants to be outside and walk, and I take a walk with them. But it's this time of year where I was thinking the other day, I rarely get to walk the dog in the daylight hours now because I walk up before the sun comes up, and I've got to remember I'm trying to even create margin to because I like it a lot more if I'm walking in the daylight. The nighttime walks are nice, but I prefer occasionally to see the sun or the daylight. So those are two things for me. Choosing some good supplements that have helped me stay healthy, and then my daily walking schedule and keeping on a pattern with that. I'll let Mike or Jenny, who wants to go next, on what can we do and what are we doing or what do we dream about doing when it comes to helping make sure we keep balance on our physical health to make sure we're the best person we are when it comes back to taking care of our family and doing the work we do here at PayProTec.
Just go try to run 100 miles. I mean, that's all you got to
Yeah.
do.
I
I'm
knew that was
totally
coming,
kidding.
Jenny. Yep, there we go. And Jenny is on the drive. Here's the thing. That is, man, talk about setting that ambitious goal. And I know it's not for me, and it's not, but it also reminds me, what is that goal for me that's as ambitious as 100, trying to always be training for a 100-mile
Yep.
race and keeping that health in. But I love that you do that. I've never asked this. When was the first time you were like, man, you heard about a 100-mile race and thought, man, that's something I'm going to train to do, where you like, how long in your journey of running were you in that when you realized this is
Like
something I
a year
want to do?
ago, right? Like first
Okay.
year, like start small, like a half marathon, right? Like you can
Yeah.
do a half marathon, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I could do a marathon. So I'd say 100 miles probably came into my realm probably about a year ago. But
Okay.
start small. Like a local 5K in your area is something that you could probably find. They're everywhere, and it's such a good way to start. Or maybe if you're not into running, just find something that you are into that you want to maybe pursue, and then have a goal to do, right? So it's always a good thing to just internal goals, whether it's going to be you can jump so high or run so fast or go so far. Like try to challenge yourself and find your edge. It's a great way to find some balance.
Very cool. How about you, Mike? What do you say?
I'm with you. My goal is to walk my dogs 5 days a week. As you said, I mean, literally, if you're not up, if you're not doing that, if you by 5 o'clock, 5:30, you're going to be ending in the dark, and the same in the morning. So it's definitely more difficult. But that's my goal, and and the weird thing for us, the dog that's been climbing on my shoulders, he's 3 years old, but he might as well still be a puppy. So in reality, the more I do that on a regular basis, the better it is for my family in this house. and his annoyingness. If I get him out and expend his energy, uh, it actually makes for a happier life in my house. It's a cool little juxtaposition. So I'm the contrast to 100 miles. I try to do a mile or two a day. I know you're in there too, Nate, and that's my little thing. And again, it's a half hour in my case of, or a little less even. And so making that a priority. Again, I'm not good at it, but it's what I do. It's what I work at.
So let's talk about some of the stressors that we are not unique to our industry, but certainly prevalent across all of those who are working with PayProTec that are paymentpreneurs in this payments industry. Is dealing with the stress of the anxiety-driven support, meaning someone calls you and they didn't get a deposit, or something went wrong with their machine, or the internet went down, which is even something you can't even fix. And it's the crisis management that is part of being in this industry. Something went wrong, something didn't happen. It's a lot of industries like that, but it causes stress in our lives. It causes anxiety. It can certainly start affecting how we treat other people, how we balance our life, and it's going to happen. So the question is, what are some of the things you do to help calm with that? Both Mike and Jenny, you both take those phone calls. You've been on those emails where someone is stressed, angry. They may even lash out and call you names. We don't like that. That's the worst case scenario. But how do you deal with that and manage and balance life and work when you're going through those, not fun times? It's not fun for the merchant, not fun for the partner, not fun for any of us. How do you help manage that?
I like to follow one of the rules of Brian Linke, which is don't panic. It is very easy to match that person's energy when they're upset, and then you get upset because you're upset for them. You want to fix it for them, but you got to stay grounded. Don't panic. Everything can be resolved. Now, granted, understandable, money can make people so frustrated. And that's why the yelling, the frustration, even sometimes name calling can happen, but we can fix it. We 100% can get it resolved. So don't panic. Reach out to us, try to calm down whoever you're talking to, and then reach out to us for help. We'll help.
Yeah. Mike, how about you? What are some things you do to de-escalate?
Stay calm. Don't respond in the way they are if they're upset, because they've been upset by their merchant. They've been yelled at, and it's easy for us to say that there's no emergencies in payment processing. When that merchant calls you and says, "I didn't get my blanking $3,000 deposit today. What the F is your company doing to blah 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 blah?" You're escalated now, and so what the best we can do is explain that we will get to the bottom of this. And I think another thing for us that we do is be honest. We're going to get a hold of someone. It may take a couple hours to get a response, and then we'll get a solution as quickly as we can. But unfortunately, in our business and the way things work with money, there's not a gratifying, easy, get it now solution. To release money, even if somebody releases that money today, best case scenario, the merchant's going to get it tomorrow. And merchants come at you and say, "If I don't get my money today, I'm going to quit." At this point in life, that's impossible, unfortunately. So we have to help prepare the merchant in some way, not immediately argue with them, but when you go to respond to them and say, "Here's what I've learned, X, Y," and then go from there. But I promise you, we're on your side. I promise you that we're here to help and get to the bottom of things and see why this happened.
Yeah. And piggybacking on both of you, I would say take a breath, take a moment, and please decide how you're going when the stress is happening. And a merchant just yelled at you, and you're going to go, and because it doesn't help for you to call and yell at us. It doesn't help for you to call and yell at the tech support or the customer support. It helps for you to problem solve and analyze how we're going to get that. And so pre-decide, you're going to have a crisis moment. You're going to be dealt with a merchant who's stressful. How are you going to deal with it? How are you going to de-escalate it? How are you going to de-escalate for yourself? Is it a moment of, maybe you want a sip of coffee, or you need or you have something special that you can take a moment and do some meditation, whatever it is, to be able to take it. Because if you immediately turn their crisis into a snowball, bigger crisis into someone else, it doesn't help solve the solution or find the solution to the problem. And everyone's goal in this industry is to make sure the money is properly processed, properly deposited, and that we're all moving forward. I'm wearing my PayProTec, let me go this way, logo today in the colors. But the idea of the new logo is that the fact is that there is momentum driven when the green, that is the PayProTec, the smallest line in pillar in the PayProTec logo, moves together with the partners, the yellow, the blue, the next biggest line in, that works together with the merchant, that works together with the customer, and we're all moving together to grow together. And we only do that when we're working together and we de-escalate. We're going to come upon a crisis. It's going to cause us stress. I also encourage those who get, I realize when you don't get your bonus that you thought you were going to get, I understand, but that is important to us and important to you, because we want you to keep doing business with us. And if we didn't pay you something we're supposed to, or something happened, or it was miscommunicated, we're going to all figure this out together, because we're moving in the same direction together. But we also have to take steps to make sure that our heart rate doesn't jump up, that we just create some balance in life. And we do that by pre-deciding. Because if we wait till that moment when the merchant comes yelling at us, or when we wake up and we realize we didn't get the deposit we thought we were going to get, or and any of these things that hopefully don't happen but are going to happen, you have to think through it ahead of time. You have to create that balance, and that's going to make you a better salesperson down the road, because the person that helps the merchant de-escalate and solves their problem is the person that merchant's going to want to do business with. And the partner that comes to us, and the same thing when we help solve your problem and de-escalate it, and you could bring the problem away, and we're all working together and all moving forward and all towing it together, that's going to solve the problems. That's going to create a better, healthy life balance. I'm not perfect at it. I sometimes respond too quickly. Sometimes I should get off the phone and say, hey, I'm going to take just a few moments before I respond. Let me call you back. Let me do that. There are all these things that I could take moments, take a breath, but I don't do it. But those are things that I need to learn to get better at. And I think if we're all working and moving in the same direction, then we're better paymentpreneurs. We're building better portfolios. We're serving our families better. We're better friends, and all of that together. That's why we're trying to create a work-life balance. Speaking specifically about the payments industry, as you guys work with and training a lot of our partners, is just starting with in working with PayProTec. They might not so much merchant services. Maybe they've been doing payments for a while. Some of them are just starting out. Some of them aren't. But what are some of the things that maybe you do in your training, or you could do in your training, that you're like, this is going to happen, pre-decide how you're going to handle this when this happens, and this is how I suggest? What are some of those triggers that cause this work-life balance to kind of get out of and cause stress in our lives that maybe we could prevent? Any of those things that you think of that we could think through?
Funding holds, right? So one thing that when I'm training, I go ahead and guide people through the portal and where to see those funding holds, right? Causes of the funding holds are typically going to be somebody processed over their threshold of their high ticket, or we were unable to collect any type of billing at the first of the month. So go check that out, especially at the first of the month. And it's better to be proactive than reactive. It's such a better life balance if you call them and you say, hey, I see that we have your funds on hold, let's resolve this, than if they call you and say, oh my gosh, where's my money? So check out the funding hold tabs, and then just give your merchants a call, work with them, and don't panic.
That is so important. Don't panic. That's good. Brian Linke is going to keep coming up on this. Mike, anything else you want to add into that?
I don't think so. I think
all right, you're good.
We just train them to be calm too. Yeah.
I lost you, Mike. There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, that was me. Anyway, no, I'm fine. I think
right.
We've hit it.
The goal is, as we go into Thanksgiving, so we're going to do final words today. We're going to, Mike and Jenny, I'm going to ask you both to do a Thanksgiving wish, and I'll start us off on that. Because we are so thankful for our partners. We're thankful for those every day. We're meeting with new partners. They're going to be joining up with PayProTec, and new offices are going to be doing work with us. And I know Danny and Brian were meeting with one of our offices, started out and flew to their offices this week. I was at it flying on the other side of the country the week before. We can't do this without you. In fact, you are as integral to the business as we are. We are equal partners, and you're a bigger part of it, because that's why we specifically talk about that. As PayProTec staff, we need more partners, and partners need to bring in more merchants, and merchants need to have more customers, and that continued momentum. And at this time of year, we're so thankful that you are chosen to work with us. We realize that it's a choice. You have options, you have opportunities. We are not the only payments business. In fact, there are thousands of opportunities that you have, and you have chosen to work with us. And we thank you for that. And we look forward to working together in the holiday season and in 2025 to continue to grow your portfolio and to help you grow your work-life balance, because if we make money and make all this money and don't enjoy the life we have, it's worthless. And so we know that that's something we need to continue to model. It's something we need to continue to do. And we want to do that. And we say thank you for being part of PayProTec and the PPT Nation. And on that, I'll let Mike or Jenny choose which one's going to go next with their Thanksgiving greeting and thoughts.
Do you need some time, Jenny? Are you okay?
Go for it, Mike.
Go
ahead.
I've got one. I thought about a little bit. So my Thanksgiving wish, I think, is what you said, Nate, right? Is there's a lot of partners that I work with that are guys or ladies that do this. This is what they do for a living. And as we all know from having been around, those of us that have been around the industry for a while, we know that first year can be tough with you start out with this great customer and you've got your first bonus and you've got your first true up, and then that business is out of business. You lose a true up, and so there's always these ups and downs. But I'm watching several of them really create a solid foundation where they are building a living and building a business and building relationships where they send me lists of people they need to go see for referrals. Not just one or two, but a list of 10 that they've gotten recently, and hot leads that are, there's dozens of them. And my wish is just that those people continue to gain that footing, continue to be patient, continue that work-life balance, because this is one of the times you can easily burn yourself out with a day of no's. You have to be prepared to deal with that and be disappointed that day and move on to the next. So my wish is just that those folks see prosperity and new loyal merchants in the coming year.
All right. Thank you, Mike and Jenny Rickle. As you close us out on our Thanksgiving greetings for 2024.
I'm going to keep. Sorry, I was ready, right? I'm going to keep it simple, you guys. I hope that everybody has a fantastic Thanksgiving, that your bellies are full, that you get to spend it with somebody that you love, that you have a great Thanksgiving. Maybe you're able to put down your phone and focus on whatever you're doing, whether that's watching some football or having some great time with your family. Like, I really honestly hope everybody out there has a fantastic Thanksgiving. And then also just echoing what Mike and Nate said, just keep on grooving, right? Keep on grinding. It's a really great time to just really get out there as a consumer, and then just put your card down on somebody, say, hey, do you like your credit card machine? I have these services. So just when you're out there shopping, just keep your eyes open. See those opportunities and take them. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, for sure.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, PayProTec Nation. We're so glad you joined us as office hours today. We will be back in 2 weeks as we take off the Thanksgiving this next week. Hope you have a wonderful vacation, time focused on family. And like Jenny said, hey, never stop selling. There's an opportunity around the door. Don't take so much of a break that you miss the opportunity. But we're all here together. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.